Now, across South Africa, thousands of individuals, especially seniors, are waking up to UIF benefit rejections they never expected. You've worked hard, paid your contributions, followed every rule, yet when the time comes to claim what's rightfully yours, you're met with silence, red tape, or worse, outright denial. So what exactly is happening in 2025, and why are so many people being unfairly turned away from their benefits? Is the truth. Major changes have quietly been introduced in the way the Unemployment Insurance Fund, UIF, operates. These aren't just minor tweaks, they're deep system overhauls, affecting how claims are processed, how eligibility is verified, and how payments are prioritized. The Department of Employment and Labor rolled out new identity verification processes, tighter compliance checks, and digitized systems that were supposed to improve efficiency. But for many, they've only created more confusion and frustration. Some rejections are happening because of outdated employment records, mismatched ID information, or missed deadline windows that weren't properly communicated to the public. Others are being blocked because of technical errors within the UIF system itself. Errors that applicants are expected to correct, even though they never caused them. Worse still, many retirees or soon-to-be retirees are finding out that their employer never submitted their UIF contributions correctly, sometimes for years. And now, it's the individuals who are paying the price. This isn't just a glitch in the system, it's a systemic issue that is affecting the most vulnerable, especially those who depend on every rand to make ends meet. That's why it's critical to understand your rights, the latest 2025 updates, and exactly what steps to take if your UIF claim has been delayed or rejected. In this video, we're breaking down what's really going on, what's changed in UIF processes this year, and how you can fight back and get the money you deserve. Whether you're already retired, nearing retirement, or simply trying to understand the maze of South Africa's social support systems, this information could make a real difference. Stay with us, because this affects you, your neighbors, and the future security of every working South African. As we dig deeper into the situation, you'll realize this isn't some isolated problem affecting just a few people here and there. It's a wide-reaching challenge that's shaking the foundation of what thousands of hard-working South Africans believe to be secure. A reliable safety net once they retire or fall on hard times. Maybe you or someone you know has experienced the anxiety of waiting for UIF approval that never comes. Or perhaps you've battled with confusing messages from the Department of Employment and Labor. If you thought that submitting your claim correctly would keep everything running smoothly, that sentiment is sadly fading in 2025. And here's why. Now, you might be wondering what triggered all these roadblocks. The answer lies in a few major shifts that have been introduced under the radar. Firstly, there's been a serious push for digitization. Everything from how claims are submitted to how identity information is verified. On paper, it sounds excellent. Faster processing, fewer in-person visits, less paperwork. But in reality, we're seeing massive system bottlenecks. Old data that was entered manually over decades isn't always matching new requirements. Errors that were once minor have now become claim blockers. And when the system can't verify information automatically, claims get flagged, and you become the one who has to fix it. Think of it like this. For years, when UIF records came in slightly mismatched, maybe your employment details weren't perfectly updated, someone at an office might have caught it, made adjustments, and you'd get your money. Not anymore. Now, if your ID or employment number doesn't align exactly with current digital records, the system slams the door shut. It doesn't ask for leniency or give you a chance to explain. It simply rejects your claim. And before you know it, your application is sitting in digital purgatory. I submitted everything in January, but by April, there was no update. I called UIF and they said my ID didn't match because my name was spelled slightly differently on an old employee's form. Now I'm stuck waiting for months. Sound familiar? That kind of story is showing up all over WhatsApp groups and neighborhood chats. But the problems don't stop at technical issues. We're hearing far too many reports of people whose employers, unbeknownst to them, stopped paying UIF contributions. Over time, those missed payments build up, and when the moment arrives for a claim, the system sees gaps. Suddenly, you're missing hundreds, even thousands of rands of contributions, and without them, no payout, no old age benefit, no unemployment benefit. You can imagine how shocking that is for someone who has been contributing for decades, only to be told in retirement that their contributions are insufficient. A lot of seniors tell me they felt confident because they'd paid into the system for years. But what they didn't realize is that it's not enough to contribute. You have to make sure your employer actually does it. Some businesses got sloppy or even downright negligent filing UIF returns. Small companies especially, without proper HR systems, often forgot or skipped payments to save a little money. Now that little money has transformed into a full-blown problem. The UIF system simply shows a mismatch. It says employer X didn't pay your contributions from 2018 to 2021, and the system responds by blocking your claim. It doesn't apologize, it doesn't explain, it just refuses to comply. This bureaucratic rigidity leaves people feeling helpless, and that helplessness is exactly what breeds confusion, fear, and urgent questions. What do I do now, you might ask? The first step, believe it or not, is understanding your rights. South African labor law gives you the right to access your UIF records and get a statement of your contributions. This statement is the proof you need to verify whether your employer has paid correctly. If it turns out something is missing, you can lodge a dispute and demand clarification. It sounds simple, but the process can feel overwhelming. Calling call centers, waiting in queues, scanning documents, and praying someone picks up your call. But once you have that statement and you identify missing contributions, you're in a position to act. Now let's talk about deadlines. These have always been part of the UIF world, but now they're cutting sharper than before. And here's why. With automated systems, once a deadline lapses, your claim gets rejected with no apology, whether it's the 12-month deadline to claim from the date of unemployment or timing windows for annual renewals. If you're even a day late, the system will flag it and refuse to pay. The scary part? A lot of people aren't aware these deadlines have been reinforced so strictly. In the past, someone might have been lenient a day or two, no big deal. Now, no lenience exists. That's a fundamental shift hundreds of thousands are only now discovering. The emotional toll of all this can't be overstated. Picture a couple heading into retirement expecting relief after years of work. Instead, they encounter barricades. Calls sounds endless. We don't have record. Please upload proof. And then silence. Month passes after month. It takes a toll on mental stability. It increases stress. It robs people of dignity. And therefore, it bears repeating, knowledge is power. In this video, I'll walk you through how to check your UIF funds, verify your employer's payments, catch errors before they block your claim, and navigate the appeal or dispute resolutions when claims are rejected. Instead of waiting for your money to arrive, you'll make the system respond to you. Armed with insight, you can beat systemic issues and get what's been rightfully yours. That's the bottom line. The UIF system isn't perfect, it never was. But in 2025, the combination of digitized systems, tightened deadlines, and historical employer mismanagement revealed the cracks at scale. And that means more people, especially seniors, are discovering too late that the safety net they trusted has holes. So what's the remedy? How do you move forward with purpose, not panic? First, check your contributions. You can do this online via the UIF self-service portal or by visiting your nearest labor center. Make sure to collect a detailed statement of contributions. Compare it against your payslips and employment records. If you spot missing payments, no matter how small, flag it immediately. Second, double-check your personal information, mismatched names, think married versus maiden surname, change of ID digits, missing hyphens. All these tiny inconsistencies can slow your claim. Update UIF with any changes and keep official documents in order. Third, stay ahead of deadlines. Set reminders for key claim milestones. If you're nearing the 360-day window for a UIF claim after unemployment, act fast. If you're doing your annual renewal declaration, don't delay past the government's cutoff date. A few minutes of organization now could save months in lost benefits later. Fourth, if your claim is rejected, don't treat it as the end. It's just the beginning of a 1-month appeal window. Lodge the appeal quickly. And if the UIF doesn't resolve it, you can escalate to your union labor lawyer or even the CCMA, Commission for Conciliation, Mediation and Arbitration. It may feel daunting, but many cases are settled once human eyes actually review the file. Lastly, empower others. We're stronger as a community. If you've been through this, share your story in church groups, on WhatsApps, or at your local community center. Encourage others to check their statements. Spread the word. The more we know, the less the system can quietly trap another senior. So while 2025 has shaken confidence in UIF, it also offers a turning point. With awareness, vigilance, and prompt action, you can reclaim what's yours and help your neighbors do the same. That's the roadmap for you, your family, or anyone facing the dreaded UIF blocked message. Over the next few minutes, I'll show you exactly how to do each step. Online portals, forms to fill, who to call, how long to wait, and when to escalate. By the end, you'll be armed with knowledge and ready to make UIF work for you again. Because in the end, This isn't about government failure, it's about ensuring the system serves those who deserve it. Hardworking South Africans, especially those who've given their best years and now need security in their retirement. Let's step into the rest of this video, tackle the system together, and prove that while UIF may have system errors, nothing can block persistence and preparation.